binoculars, too nice life, singing by the opera house, but not in it. Just by it, someone alongside it, a long silence. A strong, vibrant, meditative song of guidance designed to raise eyelids sublime and save the assignments with warm regards and age kindness for today's climate. In the vein, the gang violence meets the gang's demises, and it bangs, rises like wings on a plane, plus a pilot who can fly into the eye. Hurricane, Irish stylish, same shoe in different sizes, with evidences of the mileage and the growth. Top hats and coats, tuxedos and throats where the bow ties post. Folks look past the lower class blower of the notes and tell unspoke jokes as they approach what she'll never be inside. But she holds, yeah, really need, very beautifully, very rated. A little battle rise for you, little battle rise, really need, very beautifully, a little rated. What's up? Little battle rise for you. So come on through. The unamplified, fantasized land of the soon-to-be fans of the samurai. Smile wide, got the panorama camera vibe. If you analyze, she's a one-woman gala, glamorized, just without the glamour or the gala ties. Man, I'm more alive with the jazz guys, eating piano pies at the Vanguard. She's an artist and staff. A couple dollars in the band job as a half a turkey Sam, organic and it's hand carved and ours. If you ask for a piece, freshly laughed for singing jazz in the streets, and the staff asked for police. Crashed at a friend's flat for a week. Felt his home as a rap.
Hope you brought your wetsuit and your flippers. We're underwater at the Atlantis. It's time for our tale of the tape. Johnny the Entertainer Nelson. He's 6'2" tall with an 81.1-inch reach. And they'll be facing Bugsy Malone, the United Kingdom rapper. But how good of a boxer is he? We're about to find out. Johnny the Entertainer Nelson. Bugsy Malone. Yes, you heard that right. The UK rapper gonna try his hand at the sweet science. And with that, let's go into the ring. And the Hall of Fame announcer himself, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Sheffield, England, here is the longest reigning World Cruiserweight Champion of all time, Johnny the Entertainer Nelson. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Manchester, England, here is the multi-talented and popular rapper, Bugsy Malone.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
All right, I went over the rules. I want you to protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey.
And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. So much for boxing. This is a fight. And he scores with the counter. Which fighter will say no mas? Through the left uppercut, but it misses. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder. Counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A straight right just misses. That counter shot lands. Has to to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Swing and a miss with the hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Nelson in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford... Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Missing with that jab. Beautiful counter punch. Good defense stopping that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter. This fighter told us yesterday, I don't get paid by the minute. I'm going to go in there and try and knock my opponent out as soon as possible. Nice counter punch right up the middle. He threw a punch and just got countered. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Caution being thrown to the wind. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Done with that counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Nelson in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been safe. And there's the bell for round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round. Perfect counter shot. Nice counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Talk about Nelson in that last round. talk about Nelson. Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here? To the relief of the fans here, this fight will continue. Let's talk about Nelson. Let's talk about Nelson in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the... Nelson in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need... Welcome to the Lighthouse Theater, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape.
Antonio Tarver, 6'2" tall, with a reach of 75 inches.
And the man he'll be facing, it's Roy Jones Jr.
Antonio Tarver.
Roy Jones Jr. He won world titles at 4 different weight classes, including the heavyweight championship of the world.
So excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Florida, here is the 3-time world champion, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight, a super middleweight, a light heavyweight, and a heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
This is an arena fight. You couldn't have got anybody else in this place.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. That counter punch caught him clean. The straight right just misses. Nice counter. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. We welcome you to this beautiful theater where every seat has been sold, but don't expect these fans to be sitting down. We expect a standing ovation when these two are done.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
There's a counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Good counter punching. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. How about that time counter shot? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
You know what, I've been in fights like that.
And there's the bell for round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. We've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Catch and shoot. Both men step back for just a moment. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching you every move, that every trick.
And he scores with the counter. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Can't find a home for that jab. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. That counter shot lands. last round. Well, we're entering desperation. On to the third. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Beautiful counter punch. It's bombs away. He parries that left jab away. That hook just can't find the target. Done with that counter shot. Nice counter shot. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. The straight right just misses. He threw a punch and just got countered. Talk about Tarver in that last round. Well,
I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Here we go to the fourth round. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside punch round.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Job trying to back out of trouble.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
They're both trying for a knockout. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Hook misses. Counter lands. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Bad round. But we don't care. We don't care.
There's the bell to start round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
A perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They better start respecting each other's punching power. Good counter punch. That punch lands. Oh, that one caught Tarver clean, and he might go down. I thought we were going to see the finish there. Did you see that? Tarver in some serious trouble. And Tarver crumbles to the canvas. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
A shot for...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say hunt to me.
Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
I love the response.
Terrible round, though.
On to the 6th round. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't...
Whoa, Johnny! Tarver in some serious trouble. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Not a lot of punch output. Did you see that? Tarver's been rocked. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Spring Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this...
How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
Feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes to the post, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it.
Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Is there any way...
Calm yourself down.
Here we go. It's round 7. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not down twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of these earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking, you've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
That punch to the head looks so good live. Let's see it again in slow motion and really appreciate it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
Well, he's had enough, and he is gonna quit. And that is that. They surrender. This is over.
Real generals back in the building. Trust. Tell a man ease up. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Pull up on a set, I might let man know what time that this is. If man move wicked, make man swim with the sharks and fishes. Respect my wishes, got bare creps and I step like kisses. And my fit stay clean like dishes. That's why gal wanna give man kisses. Gal wanna give man hugs. I don't drink and I don't do drugs. I used to wear my heart on a sleeve. That's why nowadays man I don't do love. Fake love might get a man killed. Fake love might get a man drilled. I had to tell them let a man heal. Tell a man ease up. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Down for the anarchy, them man I sing to the feds like Valerie. Any violations, man I see casualty. Even my manager still can't manage me. Non-stop working, down for the salary. Everyday in gym, burning a calorie. Deep meditation, man can't channel me. I told them man recently, man's been on the deepest frequency. Girls that I love keep on leaving me. When I die they'll keep on grieving me. Gotta deal with this thing evenly. Gotta live this life, just breathe with me. Bad man can't make peace with me. Sit at the table and eat with me. Tell a man ease up. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader.
Yeah, that hate the grind and sweat the blood, the time my motivation. I work too hard too long and not be in the conversation. My team been up, way up, ain't nothing less than domination. I got the game and say with lock and key and combination. Keep it gold and hindsight, don't focus on what's hindsight. Sleeping on me, tell them night night, it's my time in a bright light. Don't ever pay no mind and keep it pushing, don't ever give them a sound. They gon' let me when you shot it, but they wanna talk about you when you down. Motivation, all the hating that they doing, motivation. Staying winning, nothing less, ain't no consolation. Used to tell me that I couldn't, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation, motivation. All this money on my mind, that's my motivation. You be talking, but you not up in the conversation. They all wanting me to stop, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation. Yeah, that time that I came through and I got one for the boy. Hey, now I'm finna ball out, step back, shoot for the score. Hey, if I had a penny for everyone doubted me, I'll make $1 million a month off the salary. Picture me rolling, go look at the gallery. I've been eating now, look at the calories. No, I've been out up on the road, trying to make it to my goals. Had a lot of friends in the past when I quit on me, had a fold. I remember being told, son, don't ever say it's so. For the girls, for the cars, for the fame, for the riches, for the gold. Yeah, I've been chasing material things, I've been chasing my dreams. Stay close to the team, I don't ever need no reason to leave. Heard the birds in the trees, telling me it is a breeze. As you can see, I do it with ease, wanna make it then believe. Bad time that I came through and I got one for the boy. Hey, now I'm for the ball out, step back, shoot for the score. Hey, one time for the one time, I'll rebound, I reground. In the meantime, I stack up, this win my reward. Motivation, all the hating that they doing, motivation. Staying winning, nothing less, ain't no consolation. Used to tell me that I couldn't, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation. Motivation. All this money on my mind, that's my motivation. You be talking, but you not up in the conversation. They all wanting me to stop, that's my motivation.
Pick a side. Will you live? Will you die? Will you quit? Will you try? Sweating eyes. Who am I? Champion till I die. Every morning, every night. Boy, I gotta look alive. Now you can hear the crowd going wow. Yeah, you know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. Pick a side. Only two options, be with the winners or the other guys. Yeah, ain't no time. We already on the way. Better get themselves in line. Thought I told you we don't play. The team going nuts, the score going up, morale going down, the fans packing up. Now all the kids got a new hero. They ain't never seen so many heroes. And that's when the crowd starts to shout. Yeah, you know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. Yeah, spill venom out the side of my pores. We came to battle, we came for war. Digging in the mud, carry across the globe. No matter the weather, rain, sunny or snow. I guess all the sacrifice was worth it. The pain made perfect and gave me a purpose, yeah. And I still don't get no breaks. And you about to learn why if you in my way. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down. You know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down.
I don't know what they thought this was, but I come through smoking. Smooth criminal like pounds, just told them with a squad get scolded. Walk with the Lord, not an omen, still might have to grin a
As the sun sets, we welcome you on this beautiful afternoon to Falcor Bay. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
Time for our tale of the tape. Up first, King Ryan Garcia, one of the most famous boxers the world over, the fastest hands in the game. They call him Flash.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
And of course, we fight outside today, Johnny, and that's going to put a little extra strain on both of these fighters' conditioning.
All right, Todd, all I can say, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth.
under the bright lights here for this one. Really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. Blocks that right hook. And he scores with the counter. That counter punch caught him clean. How about that time counter shot? So much firepower here. Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Tom, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Just misses with that left uppercut. Straight right just misses. Those counter punches have to hurt. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. All three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
I need you to go back out there.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Nice counter shot. Right now, the Flash is seeing flashes after that shot. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Punch right up the middle. Both men step back for just a moment. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, there's no doubt about what are you doing. There's the bell for round three. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Whoa! Lights out! It's over! This fight is done! Wow, let's take another look at that.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won. What a shot.